Holy mackerel! Hi, everybody, and welcome to Holy Mackerel Moments number 25.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years of love. Aren't we happy?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 25. Holy mackerel moments are those amazing, fascinating, fun moments in life that make us want to say, Holy mackerel! Thank you, Carol. Today's story is called Tangerines.
Tangerines.
I tell stories to kids, and many years ago I found a really good story in a book about an ogre. And in the story, this guy is strong and green and mean. He's not like Shrek. He's mean. And in it, he goes up to the townspeople and he attacks them. And then if they're holding anything like a phone or a book or a wallet or a purse, he just steals it. He just grabs it and runs away. Now, in the course of the story, a girl outwits the ogre. She tricks him into getting into a box. She takes the box into the castle, says to the king, look. She opens it up. Out pops the ogre. The king grabs the ogre and says, you're going to jail. And he's put in jail. That villain got his comeuppance. Good ending, good story. Hadn't told it in years. So when I began thinking about it again recently, I was going over it and I thought, he attacks the people. What exactly does that mean? I mean, does he beat them up? That's kind of dark and intense for little kids. Maybe I could describe the ogre's attack with a lighter touch. And that's when a song popped into my head that I knew when I was a child. Glory, glory, hallelujah, teacher hit me with a ruler. I bopped her on the bean with a rotten tangerine. Us kids go marching on. So I thought that's what I'll say in this story. Instead of saying the ogre attacked them, I'll say the ogre bopped him on the bean with a rotten tangerine. And so I would say that, and the kids would laugh. I'd say, you know what bop on the bean means? And they go, yeah, hit him on the butt. I said, no, it means hit him on the noggin, the head, on their noodle. A rotten, slimy tangerine. That ogre just splats it on their heads. And the kids would go, ew. Yeah. So anyway, so years went by, and again, I started thinking of reviving it with the bop 'em on the bean part. And then I thought about the ending. I thought the ogre gets put in jail. He gets his due for all his wrongdoing. But I thought, is there a way to elevate the ending and maybe have a more positive message? I mean, could the ogre be redeemed? Why does he do these things? Is he unhappy? Is he acting out? Does he have issues? Does he need friends? So I rejiggered the ending in my mind. So now, at the end, the king says, instead of saying, you're going to jail, he says, you have a choice. A, you can go to jail, or B, you can go up to every person you messed with and tell them you're sorry and give them back whatever you stole from them and then give them a fresh tangerine. You have a huge tangerine tree in your yard. And instead of picking up the slimy, rotten ones sitting on the ground and splatting them, no. Pick a fresh tangerine and give each person a fresh tangerine. And so the ogre says, all right, he picks the second choice. And he's still pretty ogreish, so he does it reluctantly at first. He walks into the town, he goes, hey you, come here. Sorry, here's your stuff back. Here's a tangerine. Hey, get over here. Sorry, here's your stuff back. Here's a tangerine. Well, people couldn't believe he's being so nice. They go, well, thank you. He kept doing it. Sorry, here's your stuff back. Here's a tangerine. He kept saying it. Pretty soon, people found it amusing and started chanting, sorry, here's your stuff back and here's a tangerine. And the ogre's thinking, this is kind of fun. This is more fun than attacking people. Sorry, here's a stuffed back and here's a tangerine. Well, pretty soon it builds momentum, and by the end of it, everyone's singing at the top of their lungs and laughing and smiling, including the ogre. This is fun. Maybe I can make some new friends. Sorry, here's stuffed back and here's tangerine. Sorry, here's stuffed back and here's tangerine. Sorry, here's stuffed back and here's tangerine. And that's the story. Everyone was so happy, and I thought this is a much better ending. So last week I was about to break out my new version of the ogre story at a particular school. I walk in. I am after school enrichment, so I need to sign in at the school office. So I go up to the counter, and there's a ledger, and I sign in the date and my name and time in, time out, and this far away from the ledger on the counter is a basket with a sign on it that says, "Enjoy." The basket is filled with tangerines.